Posted by you/sadmistake8919. Sorry if this is a bit confusing, it's still fresh, and I'm still dealing with things. So I, 21F, have been friends with Mike, 21M, for 16 years. We officially became friends in kindergarten, but our parents were college friends. I honestly can't even call him a best friend, he's like a sibling. In a way, we were raised as siblings. We had group family holidays, sleepovers, and family vacations on both sides. At one point, we even all lived together for a year. I'm saying this because I know some people will ask. No, there have been no crushes or feelings on either side at all. We haven't kissed, confessed feelings, or had crushes. It's been strictly sibling-like, and I'm saying that now because of what Mike's girlfriend has been saying. Mike and I share an apartment together near campus, as we both attend college together. Around 7 months ago, Mike met his girlfriend, April, 21F. Now, I thought we got along okay. I've only met her a couple of times because she has anxiety, but I had no problem with her until recently, besides some minor things. Sometimes, she would interject when Mike called me his sister. It wasn't always, but she would usually say, well, technically, you aren't siblings, which is 100% true, but it's how we viewed each other since we were kids. Almost a month ago, my class got cancelled, so I came home early. I walked in and found Mike dogging April on the couch I paid for, mind you. I screamed, ran to my room, and frantically texted Mike. He apologized, said he thought I would be gone longer, and I made him clean the couch. All good, right? No, for some reason, April got upset and felt that, in her words, I did that on purpose, despite it never happening before, and that it was inappropriate of me to walk in on them. Again, this was in the living room, which I found absolutely disgusting, but I moved on. It was embarrassing, but nothing crazy. Anyway, Mike has been stressed recently because April had been asking him to distance himself from me. I thought she was just embarrassed, which I'd understand, so I tried being friendly and apologized. Well, last weekend, Mike sat me down and basically said that I had to move out because his girlfriend was upset with me living with him. I was floored. I got so upset, I don't think I've yelled and cried that much in my life. The gist is that he doesn't want me to move out, but he's pressured by his girlfriend and he really loves her, so he wants to make her happy. He thinks this shouldn't change our friendship, and that he's just putting some distance between us. See, if he had asked me to move out, I'd understand. Okay, yeah, maybe you want to take your relationship to the next level. But it was a demand. And not only that, he wanted to put space between our friendship. It was so incredibly hurtful. I've known him for 16 years and now I'm gone for someone he's known for 7 months? I said he was choosing a short relationship over his sister and that I don't want him to contact me if he's going to be like that. He said I was overreacting, but I called my parents and got them to pick me up. Literally, thank God they don't live far away, but what if they did? What did he expect me to do? Sleep outside or something? Anyway, I obviously had to tell my parents what was going on, given they had to pick me up and I was an emotional mess. I told them everything, which caused a bit of an argument when they went to pick up some of my things the next day. They called Mike's parents and kind of chewed them out a little, and from my understanding, they called Mike and did the same. Mike messaged me to say that he was upset I couldn't be civil and that he feels like I'm throwing away our friendship. I blocked him shortly after. I've taken some time off classes, but I'm so incredibly hurt and upset. It hurts that he could just throw me away so easily. I don't think I did anything wrong by telling my parents, but I think it may have crossed a line when they phoned Mike's parents. Like I said previously, our parents are really close, and it's kind of messed with their friendship now. His parents have been really kind and apologetic, even though it's not their fault, and a part of me feels like I made this into a bigger mess. Sorry if it's a bit chaotic, I'm on my phone and still a bit emotional. Also, I know I didn't have to leave. Mike and I both pay an equal amount of rent for the apartment, but I didn't want to stay in a place where I wasn't wanted. It would have just made it difficult, and in the worst case scenario, he'd leave, which would have put a financial strain on me. Edit. I hear you all loud and clear. Thank you for waking me up. I talked to my landlord, and she said she was uncomfortable with April moving in because she doesn't know her. I understood, so I am moving back tomorrow. I unblocked Mike and informed him. I explained that until our landlord says otherwise, I'm staying. Either he can leave, get a new place, and keep paying the rent, or we can end our agreement together, and if our landlord agrees, they can start a new one. He replied, okay, we can talk about it tomorrow, so we'll see. Update 2 days later. Thank you all for the amazing advice. I was hesitant to even upload on Reddit, but I'm really glad I did. I honestly can't believe how naive I was, and you all probably saved me a lot of trouble. So, on to the update. I came back to the apartment yesterday morning. I let Mike know beforehand and asked if April could not be there so we could talk alone. Mike was quite emotional and apologetic, which surprised me a little. I found out a bit more information that makes a bit more sense now. Mike has been under a lot of pressure for a while now to drop me. He thought that me moving out and distancing himself would be enough to appease April while still keeping our friendship. Obviously, he didn't expect me to take it the way I did, although what other way would I take it, and he didn't expect me to leave that day. I mean, yeah, he didn't specifically say, pack your crap and leave now, but saying, you need to leave, and saying that he wanted distance over our 16-year relationship out of nowhere makes me feel like I couldn't have just gone to bed normally, you know? I've read everyone's comments so many times that I've drilled it into my head. As much as it hurts, I'm keeping my distance from Mike at the moment. The fact that he never once told me about April wanting him to stop talking to me and didn't even consider my circumstances before asking me to leave makes me feel pretty negative about our friendship. Because again, where did he expect me to go? Anyway, he apologized. He said that he missed me while I was gone and that he knew he messed up after he told me to leave. He just wanted to make April happy since he could see a future with her. April has lost her mind, to put it mildly, and she threw a fit in the lobby of our apartment last night. Mike refused to let her in, which understandably made her even more upset. A lot of colorful words were thrown about on both ends. I'm a homewrecker, a WHRE, a BTCH, which is laughable. Anyway, she's not allowed into our apartment now, at least until he decides on their relationship. Mike has been pretty upset today. He wants space from April because he said he wants to end the relationship. This is very surprising, but I'm cautiously optimistic since I'm not sure how willing he'll be to follow through. We've had a bit of a heart-to-heart. Regardless of how upset and hurt I am, he's my brother. I'm trying not to be a BTCH like I wanted to when I moved back in, but it's so hard when he's all mopey and sad. I told him that if he continues seeing her, I'll respectfully put some distance between us to avoid this happening again. He said he doesn't want that. I talked with my landlord before moving back. She didn't want April moving in as she doesn't know her, and she was a bit upset that this situation was happening because she didn't want drama, which I understand. I've moved back and discussed the lease with Mike. We renew in September, or that was the plan, so now we're deciding how to go ahead. I feel like it'll be best for me to get my own place. Maybe this was long overdue, to be honest, although Mike is saying that he wants us to continue being roommates next year, so we're discussing this at the moment. It's not really a super dramatic update, but at least the leasing issue has been solved. I'm not being kicked out or leaving until our lease is done, and April isn't coming over for the foreseeable future. The only issue right now is my relationship with Mike. It's very awkward in the apartment. You can tell something's changed. He's been trying to be friendly like we were before all of this, and he's apologized a lot, which I appreciate. But I'm finding it a bit difficult to move on and go back to normal. I'm not being a BTCH or mean, just slightly distant. Anyway, that's the update. I really want to thank you all again for making me realize how serious this could be. I honestly had no idea that you couldn't just switch who was renting, which is so embarrassing.